Hello guys and welcome back to Gate of Theories, and today we are doing a tier list on iCarly characters. That is including the original show and the brand new reboot. I should point out I did only watch the reboot once and I saw it when it first came out, so I can't really remember much of it, but there aren't that many reboot characters in this tier list. Instead, we're just going to be ranking all of the different characters from iCarly and seeing which ones are the best and which ones are the worst. Let me know where you guys would place these characters down below in the comments, and if you want to check this out for yourself at home, there'll be a link down below in the description as well for this exact tier list, so make sure you go and check it out, and then you can come back and tell us where you would place them. But anyway guys, let's get on with this tier list, and before we go any further, please make sure that you click that red subscribe button down below and have your notifications turned on so that you get notified every time we make any brand new tier list videos. Okay, so here we are. You can see all of these characters. I've basically just gone for the main ones and the ones who were in quite a lot of episodes, and then the ones who have appeared in both the original show and the reboot and have quite a big part. So, Miranda Cosgrove herself, Carly. And unlike some of the other Schneider Bakery shows where you could say, I know a lot of people say this about Victorious, where the main character isn't actually the strongest character. Lots of people don't think Tori Vega is really that good in Victorious. For me, I think Carly is definitely an S tier. Miranda Cosgrove plays her so well, and Carly is just a likable character, and it's interesting to see the contrast between considering if you watched Drake and Josh beforehand to see what Megan was like, and then now to see what Carly's like. It's really good, and I just think Carly's a great main character. You know, she's got her brother, she's interesting, she's not just dull, she actually has a personality. It's cool. Next we have Sam Puckett. Unpopular opinion here, I really do like Sam, however, I don't think she's as good as Carly. I know lots of people think Sam is like definitely the best, and I do still wish that she was in the reboot, but I'm going to put her A tier. She is a great character. I absolutely love like all of the funny lines that she has, and she's a great friend to Carly, and I did like her in Sam and Cat. If you can say anything good about that show, Sam was definitely the good thing, and she's got some great moments. Like, I really like her as a character, but I don't know what it is. I just prefer Carly over Sam. To be honest, Sam is my least favourite in the entire trio of Carly, Sam, and Freddie. I'm sorry to say it, but I still do love her, so she's going to go in A tier. Speaking of which, Freddie is also S tier for me. I just think he is a brilliant character, and he's also a great character for lots of people to relate to who aren't really like Sam and Carly, as I think lots of people in their day-to-day lives are like Freddie. I think he's a great kind of side character to the duo that is Sam and Carly, and he's great on iCarly, and I love him in the reboot as well. I thought his return was brilliant. He's just an all-around great character. Finally, let's move on to Spencer. You just can't go wrong with Spencer. Is Spencer as good as Carly and Freddie? I'm gonna say, I don't know. I feel like he could be S tier, but is he just A tier? Because the thing about Spencer is I loved him in the original show. I thought for the first 6 seasons as just this weird older brother who loves to build sculptures. Some of my favourite episodes were the ones that centred around Spencer. However, in the reboot, I didn't think he was that brilliant. I think I'm going to put him top A tier. He would have gone in S tier for me. But in the reboot, I didn't really think the reboot was absolutely incredible as to what it was going to be, and I thought, unfortunately, Spencer suffered from that. Next, we have Gibby. Gibby's an interesting one because, of course, he isn't in the reboot. He did appear in Sam and Cat, but he originally wasn't a main character. He was just one of the side characters who used to take off their shirts. He was used as the comic relief weird side character, kind of like St. John is used in Victorious, and I really liked him then. Then, Series 4, they made him a main character. I like how they did make him a main character, and I think he adds so much to the already great cast that there is. However, he began getting a bit overplayed. Like, it was getting a bit too much Gibby, and I don't know whether you can get too much Gibby, but for me, it was getting a bit too much. I think Series 4, when he was the main character, was great. Season 5, he was great, but then by Season 6... you could just tell, like, keeping him as the main character with his same traits just wasn't working as well. So, I'm going to put Gibby, I don't know, A tier, B tier, end of A tier, because he is really good, but I don't think he's necessarily B tier. Next, we have new character Harper, who, of course, joined as kind of like Sam's replacement and Carly's new best friend in the iCarly reboot. And to be honest, I wasn't sure what I was going to think of any of these new characters, especially when you have Sam to replace, who, as we've spoken, even though I didn't put her in S tier, she is a really, really great character. But she was really funny and good. And to be honest, of all of the people who made me actually laugh in the new iCarly sitcom, it was Harper. I thought she was a great character and had some great chemistry with all of these other actors like Carly. So I don't think she's necessarily as good as Sam, but I don't think she's anywhere near down below in these tiers. So I'm going to put her at the end of A tier. I really did like her. Finally, we have Millicent from the iCarly reboot, who is, of course, Freddie's daughter. And she's not as good as the rest of these. Definitely not. I don't think she's bad, but she came across as kind of just annoying at times. And I know that was her character trait, to be annoying, but if you're also annoying the audience who are meant to find the annoyingness funny, it's not really working. There were some good bits, and I really hope that in season 2 her character just gets a bit better. But for me personally, there were just some bits that I thought were funny and some bits that just didn't work. I thought it was a great direction for Freddie's character to go in, but it just didn't, it wasn't for me. So I'm going to put her in the B tier. Next we have Mrs. Benson. I think she's just okay. Like, she has some funny moments. You can tell she never really changed personality. She is that annoying, overprotective mum, and it works really well as a contrast to Freddie's character. But I don't think she's anything like hugely special, but I don't think she's anything bad. Like, she's okay. So she's going in the B tier. Next we have Tebow, who I'm going to say is the kind of like final main character. He wasn't an official main character, but by season 6, he was basically in every single episode. Near the end of season 5, he was basically in every single episode. I think once he kind of moved to Mrs. Benson's flat and started living there, that was when he was kind of established as he's going to be a series regular. And he's fine. I think he has some really funny moments, but you can tell they were just needing some more side characters. So he's going to go in the okay column, B. I like some episodes of him, but he's not really the standout character for me. Next we have Luba. I don't really know. Like, he is purely played for comedy, which can work, especially in a sitcom, but his way of being played as for comedy, by just being this person who shouts at everything, by being this really disgusting person, it just wasn't really for me. And I just find his voice incredibly annoying. Like, the actor does really well at playing annoying, but his voice, it makes me cringe every time I see him on screen, and I just don't really like him. And I have to say, they did a really good job of making the war very unsatisfying. So he's going to go in, I think, the C tier, maybe even the D tier. I'm going to put him in the D tier. I do just find him so annoying. Next we have Neville, the main series villain, who of course appeared again in the iCarly reboot, wanting to marry Carly. He's an interesting character because Neville, I feel like you either get some really great episodes or some really bad episodes. Some of his earlier stuff were really good. The one where he appeared with Shelby Marks, I didn't think was that great. His kind of like redemption one in series 4 was decent, but then when he returned in the iCarly reboot, it just wasn't for me. Like, I thought they could have done something so much better with Neville in the iCarly reboot, and they just wasted his potential. I know he's meant to be like a grown-up character now, but I wanted some more mischievousness from him, and there just wasn't really much. So, unfortunately, like Spencer, I think the iCarly reboot kind of ruined Neville. I'm not going to say that I dislike the iCarly reboot. I did like it. But for Neville and for Spencer, like, it ruined his character. So, I'm going to put him in B tier because he still has some good episodes. Next, we have Nora. She is definitely by far my favourite iCarly villain, and I love Psycho and I Still Psycho. They are some of my favourite episodes, and I think Nora, even if she is like a really weird, like psychopathic character, she is so funny because of how weird she is. And the things that she does are like really cruel, and I thought made for some great episodes. So if it was just down to that, I honestly do think that Nora is something like S tier. Like, I think she's incredible. However, then they got her returning. Firstly, in Sam and Cat, which was, it made sense, but it was just a bit like, well, the way she went about it, like with the weird well, it was just like she was asking for revenge, like just because she wanted to, and it just didn't really fit for me. I didn't think her and Kat worked very well together. And then when she returned in the iCarly reboot, it was like they'd forgotten her entire personality, and she was just there as like a cameo. Hey, let's just come and watch this new reboot because it's got these returning villains in. Look, it's got Nora in. That's what it felt like. So I'm going to put her at the end of A tier. I thought she was brilliant when she was actually in normal iCarly, but ever since she's returned later on, it just hasn't been that good. Next we have Principal Franklin, who I think is just a really nice guy. Like, he's okay. He's nice. He's going in the B tier. Surprised to see him in the iCarly reboot, but it was a nice surprise. Like, I like the episodes that focused on him. The one where he gets fired because of being on iCarly is really funny, and when he's always just trying to defend Carly, Freddie, and Sam, I think it's great. He's an all-around just decent character, but he's not A tier, so he's going in B. Next we have Miss Briggs. She is good in some episodes, but annoying in others, and I know that's the point of her. One of my favourite episodes is the one where they break into Miss Briggs' house, and I find that hilarious, but that's not because of Miss Briggs in it. It's because Freddie and Carly are locked in a room and they can't escape. I think that's hilarious. Miss Briggs herself is fine, but she's not anywhere near any of these characters, so I think she's going to go in C tier. She doesn't like extremely annoy me like Luba, but she's just not the best character ever. And finally, Mr. Howard is just a bit, you know, like a one-sided character. Like, he doesn't really have another personality. It's just he hates children and he's a teacher, and that's it. So he's a bit unoriginal. I'm going to put him in the C tier. He's okay in the episodes that he's in, but he's definitely not the standout. So anyway, guys, that was my iCarly characters tier list. What did you guys think about it? Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments and where you would place the iCarly characters in the tier list. Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. And as always, we've been here on Gated Theories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.